That's a Fiji mermaid. That's one of two that I have here in the museum. That is a Tubian dance costume. Vampire Slayer kit. Everything in here has its own story.
If you're a regular viewer to this channel, you know that I love working on projects, restoring things, discovering antiques, finding old vintage toys. Just working on a variety of projects that I find interesting, like these, for example. This here is an old kitchen cupboard that I picked up at an estate sale, and I'm doing some refinishing on it. Over there, this is going to be a bench, but not just a regular bench. This is made out of an old dresser, a very old dresser from the 1920s that I found in the garbage. Besides working on projects, one of the most interesting things about making videos on this channel are the people that I run across. The unusual, interesting people that I meet along the way. You make these?
Made them all. Everything's made from recyclable coin takes.
And some weeks back, I ran into a magician and a collector of oddities. His name is Keith Cobb. Now, besides being a full-time magician, Keith is a collector of the strange and unusual. He has so many amazing objects from around the world, and he invited me to visit his personal museum, which also serves as a traveling museum, which can come to you or your event. So I asked Keith if I could record my visit and post it here on this channel. And he agreed. So let's do this. So I'm meeting with Mr. Keith Cobb. He's a full-time magician. He has tons and tons of curiosities, oddities, and just overall really cool things. So let me introduce you to Mr. Keith Cobb. Keith, how did you get started in this business?
Well, I've been a full-time magician for 34 years now. The oddity stuff, I have a Old West medicine show. Between shows, I had to set up a small 10-in-1 tent, which is like 10 objects in it that people could look at for a break between the medicine shows. And that's built up considerably over the years and just kept on adding stuff to it. And everything in here has its own story. I tell the stories of these things if I take them out to, like, if somebody wants to hire the museum, I take it out and set up a room at like a convention or something.
What would you say out of all your stuff is the one piece that is your favorite?
Oh, well, I have my grandfather's World War II pocket knife and dive mask. He was a frogman in World War II, and I have his dive mask in one of my cases here.
What is the strangest piece, would you say?
Oh, man, I've got all kinds of weird creatures. Here's a atomic worm from Chernobyl area. I have a lot of quackery. This isn't a siliclist. This was something that they would use to basically give you electric shocks. They claimed that it would do everything from grow hair to cure cancer and different things like that. So this all lights up, and you would adjust the things, and you would attach these via pads for the body, and it would electric shock you. There's a unicorn horn right there in front of you in the tall case. The crown of the King of Denmark is actually made of unicorn horn. And I tell people this, and they go, oh, that can't possibly be. But I just tell them, it's not a believe it or not situation. Google it. You'll see pictures of the throne of the King of Denmark is made out of all these unicorn horns like this.
What is a marxophone?
A marxophone is actually, it's kind of a musical instrument. You press the pins here to play different, so it actually strikes the chords. This one was first made in 1912. They were sold through mail order through Sears and Roebuck. This is actually a giant Swiss horn. How you see them where they're really long? Well, this one curves back and forth. Somebody handmade this one. There's a Aztec death whistle. Often their opponents would just give up with 1,000 guys running at them blowing horns like that. So
what's this item here?
That's another quackery piece. It is a lamp that they would put over babies. It claimed that they would help them heal and grow. And this one's called the radioviant lamp, claimed to cure a wide variety of ailments and conditions. Manufactured here in Chicago by a cabinet company. Yeah, I've got about 6 or 7 different quackery items. This one you would stand on, wet the sponge, and rub it up and down your body to stimulate blood flow and things like that.
Electrocute yourself, basically.
To electrocute yourself, right?
You actually felt a shock.
Oh yeah, all of these things would shock you.
Yeah.
And they would let you know that's how you know it was working.
Let's see your electric chair. When you flip that switch, what happens? Bob, have a seat.
Yeah.
Right now, well, he can't actually. It's for mother-in-laws only. You have to read the sign, but turn that on. So you would strap in here, 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 and here, and then this would go on your head, and then you'd throw the switch. I have 2 Kentucky whiskey stills. But in the early 1900s, pretty much everything that was, mass-produced was mass-produced here in Chicago.
What's this?
This is where the phrase "balls to the walls" or the whole 9 yards comes from. This is a governor for a Otis elevator. And it would spin to make sure to control the speed of how fast you would go. They're also on old trains. You'll see one of these on an old train, and it would spin around. And so when the pressure would build up on a train, this would spin around, and the higher up they got, the further it opened the valve. And as it would spin, they would flare out like this, which would push this down and open up the valve. So you would see these spinning around at a high rate of speed, and that's where the expression "balls to the walls" came from, or balls out. If you were going balls out, you were going as fast as you could go because the balls were already out to level and the valve was pressed completely open. This ammo case here is where the phrase "the whole 9 yards" comes from. Back in World War II, it took 2 guys to run a machine gun. One guy would be firing, the other guy would be feeding the ammo into the machine gun. This ammo case would hold that much ammunition that they would feed into the machines, and it was 9 yards of ammo. So if you gave them the whole 9 yards, you fired all the ammo that you had in that box, right? It's a Jim Beam bottle that they used to make the original I Dream of Jeannie bottles for the TV series. The prop master in Hollywood, when they were looking for a bottle for the show, he walks past the liquor store and sees this bottle in the window, and says, "Oh, that's perfect." And they took it and they painted it. The original one is not as because the show went from black and white to color into its second season, and so the first bottle is not very. It's painted pretty, but it's not very bright colors because there wasn't color television yet. So they bought another bottle and repainted that one for the second season because they wanted it to be in color.
What are these wood pieces? Are those wood?
They are wood. Those are Higa fertility dolls, and they were used in fertility ceremonies. So they're all female characters. So that's the flesh-eating toad of Madagascar. That's actually this is the 3rd museum it's been in. It was in the Baltimore Dime Museum, and then it was bought by Johnny Fox's collection, who had had the Freakatorium I believe in Atlantic City, and then I got it from that collection.
So what's this intimidating looking?
That is a Tubian dance costume they would use. It's from about 1940, 1950. It's made of straw and weaved baskets. It's very fragile. That's why I keep it in the glass case there. There's a child shoe that they had when children were stricken with polio. They had to wear braces like that, like you see in Forrest Gump. Mongoose and a cobra, right? Now, you would think that the mongoose would generally win these battles, but oftentimes it went the other way. Giant scorpion, piranha. That's a Fiji mermaid. That's one of 2 that I have here in the museum. There's a giant flea right above you there. And then Siamese twins right above that.
What is this here?
A vampire slayer kit. It's got all different types of spikes. Silver bullets and spikes and chains. And this is a crossbow. This is the pieces of a crossbow.
Got some garlic in there and some holy water.
Yeah. Here's the garlic. It's a little moldy now, but... And holy waters here, and some wolfsbane. And if you look in the bottle here, there's a little marble fetus. There's wooden spikes and metal spikes too. So, and of course a cross and some extra holy water. And this is for actually wrapping vegetables. It was a machine where you would have a seat, you would press the pedal, and the string would come out here, and you would just hold your vegetables here, press the pedal, and it would wrap up your vegetables. So people that were in the farming and
So like a bundle of them.
they would bundle it would bundle your vegetables, right?
Got it.
This book has the very first mention of the word nerd in it. In the book, near the end, there.
Nerd right there.
That's the first use of the word nerd by Dr. Seuss.
I'm not a nerd.
So the heretic fork was something that the church would use for people that spoke out against the church. It has 2 prongs on each end and a strap that went around your neck. And 2 prongs would go up in your chin here. The other 2 would come down into your chest, so you couldn't put your head down. You had to walk around with your head up and your mouth shut. Because if you tried to open your mouth, the forks would poke into your mouth. I have thumb screws. I have a scold's bridle, which is something that the church used. It was actual crime to speak out against the church or whoever in government. And they would make you wear they would make women wear one of these and then walk around town. Some of them had donkey ears and different things like that. But it came around your head, across your nose, and then a piece went into your mouth to hold your tongue down so that you couldn't speak. And the crime of being a scold was still on the books in England until 1967. That's how long. I mean, it had been for, hundreds of years, but they were still on the books until 1967.
There's a nice guillotine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got this. I run a magic flea market.
Hold on a second. No.
Sorry.
We can put Bob in there.
See, here we go. You had to start.
I was hoping.
Here we go. Watch out. All right. That's it. It's over. Mary Jo would probably enjoy this picture. Hello. Jeez.
Any last words?
How?
Here's a propeller from an airplane crash. And the reason that, usually the governing body of the aviation department doesn't let you have stuff like this, but this happened in 1943 before the agency ever formed. And here's an article from the newspaper about the accident. It was a young woman, one of her first solo flights, and she crashed nosedived and it chewed up the end of the propellers.
Did she survive?
She did.
Okay, good. Happy ending.
So there's a 2-headed chicken. You always hear about a 2-headed chicken, but you never see one face to face.
But I'm bumped.
Antique microscope?
Actually, it's a projector. So you could, if you wanted to take a good look at like a leaf or something small, like a stamp, it would actually, there's a mirror in there and it reflects like a big display on the wall. So you could blow it up to full size on the wall. And it's a kangaroo scrotum. It comes from down under.
Uh-huh. Yes, it does.
Now you got to be careful if you're going to pull the handle on this because you look down inside there.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yes, that's why you keep the heavy lid on here. And I pull it from a distance.
Close it.
That was close. And this one here, do not open.
Yeah, that's Annabelle. Leave her alone.
I won't argue.
There's a death mask from Alfred Hitchcock death mask.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen?
They made these after he died as a item that people would purchase.
Oh, it's actually from his face that they made a mold of, a cast.
They made a cast, yeah. I have a child's death mask in the other part of the museum. The child's death mask is there. And the other one is a face off of a Recessa Annie. And that's, the Recessa Annie was the dolls that they would use for CPR classes. But they got the face that they chose for that actually came from a French woman that died 100 years earlier. They made a death mask of her and sold them because she was so beautiful even in death.
And thank you for allowing me to come into your living rooms.
Well, Keith, I really appreciate you taking the time. It was fascinating. I could just spend days down there and gotten lost. We went around the whole place. He showed us everything. We went around again, saw all the things that we missed. We could have probably went around a third and a fourth time and seen so much stuff that you have. It was fascinating. I really love it. I really appreciate it. Where, if somebody wants to see you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Well, my website is iyqent.com. My company's IYQ Entertainment. Phone number 847-228-0882. And you can check out that. And my other website is thegrifter.com for my Old West gambler character.
Check them out. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. What does IYQ stand for anyway?
Oh, I like you too, Tom.
IYQ. Okay.